Hi guys, welcome back to our Canva tutorials. This week we are covering corporate branding. So we're going to be doing a presentation, a corporate presentation. If you need help with anything corporate, if you've never done a presentation before and you need guidance with that, this is definitely the episode for it. So stay tuned and I hope this is definitely beneficial to you. So we are back with episode 4 of our Canva tutorial. Today we are going to be looking at corporate branding. So I thought we could use a presentation just to help anybody in the corporate industry in creating a presentation, or just to kind of get you familiarized with corporate branding and where to go, what to do, and what to look out for. Okay, corporate presentation. Okay, then we have all these lovely templates to choose from. Okay, I could get carried away with looking for templates. I'm just going to select this one here because I could really just do this for another 5 minutes. Okay, so here is our presentation. Now, it's a 10-page presentation. We're currently viewing only one page of this 10-page presentation. So to get all the pages, just select the actual template here, and you have all the pages of your presentation here for the different content you want to add into it. So just to get all of those on here, just say apply all 10 pages, and all 10 pages are at the bottom here. Okay, so of course you need to now tailor make this as per your brand, as per your design, as per your specifications. So let's just change it. Okay, let's start with colors. I think that's the best. The starting point for anything is just to get your brand kit sorted already, to get that out the way. And brand kit is colors, fonts, logos, that type of stuff, your imagery, what your brand looks like. Get that onto each of these pages, and then you kind of work your way from there. Already have a GraceFilled graphics logo. Maybe if that's what you want to put here. If not, let's look for digital marketing. Open up the spacing. So if you feel that your text is too squashed, there's a tab here next to the effects tab. Just select that, and you've got a lettering spacing and a line spacing. So this is my line spacing. Just want to give it a little bit of breathing room. So we will open it up a bit and then maybe make the text smaller. Alright, so if you want to add a narrative, GraceFilled graphics marketing presentation to help you promote your business or brand. The logo is there. We'll put it at the top right. Okay, so you've got your front page. So whatever it is that you are presenting, have an imagery of that here. So it's a focal point, your logo, just a quick summary of what this presentation is about, website or any form of contact information, and if you want to add you are the creator of it, then you can add that there as a nice touch. Let's move on to the next slide. So now this is where we put more meat to our presentation. So again, stay to your brand kit colors. So we'll stay with the pinks and maybe a gray, since that other image is gray. That works. What I like to do is kind of always carry my logo into every page. Some people may think it's overkill. That's up to you. You can have it just on the front and the last page, or you can have it on every page. For me, it's just like a visual reminder, to people you'll be presenting to, This is the brand, this is the market, this is the name, you know, so it is up to you. I'll leave the background white because I don't want to make it too colorful. Too much color can also throw people off. So try keep, particularly with corporate branding, as simple as possible, because you don't want to throw people off. Corporate people are serious. So let's remain serious with this one. We can play with other things, but let's try and be serious. How we will market your brand. Just to help you in terms of imagery per slide, always make sure that it aligns with your question, with your subheading, with your heading, and with the information that you're saying, right? So if you're telling people that you're going to, for example, if it's a catering presentation, and this is a slide where you're saying you're going to, this is how you're going to package your catering or your food and stuff, maybe have an image of a food in a package, just so it speaks to the narrative of that slide or of that page. So it's like a story in a way. It tells a story. Brand colors. Now we've told them this is how we're going to do it in a short synopsis. Now we need to have a goal. We need to have an outline, if I could put it like that, because people want to see what you're saying in a realistic way. You know, they need to see a strategy portrayed. So you're going to tell them maybe the first way you're going to do it is by you've put here your how you're going to implement what you said you're going to do here, right? So you need to put in the details and how each one is going to be done, okay? And a quick summary. You know your brand, you know the narrative, you know what you need to say to kind of substantiate everything that's here, okay? So moving on to the next page. Make sure that information is condensed and is clear and it's precise, and it's not a long-winded presentation as well. So you need to be very careful with that. So let's just copy this information here. So now we're talking about strategy. So that's our strategy page. Now, depending on what it is that you are creating a presentation for, let's leave that white. It may need a graph, it may not, I'm not sure. But if it is one that needs a graph from an analytical point of view, here's a graph, you know. I've never really used graphs on Canva, I've never had to before, but the information and the data is all here. So over here we've got item 1, item 2, item 3, and item 4. Now, so you see the items here. So this portion pops up immediately when you click on the graph. So I'm going to click away, then it disappears. But when I click on the graph, it pops up. Now, so all you need to do is click on it, and it gives you all this information. Now, how you populate information is just by clicking on item 1, right? And if whatever data you're inputting maybe changes, you just type over what was already there. It's as simple as that. Okay, so obviously now you have 2 bars comparing, correct? So that would be the first bar, and this second tab here is the second bar. Okay, so we'll be saying 10, and it populates it for you. Okay, if you want a third bar, you have that option as well, but this is just generally where you would change the data for the graph that you have. You also have an option of changing the colors. So our colors are now this pink, So that's the primary color or the first color. Second color option you have maybe the gray, nah? And then the third color option, depending on how many bars you want, you can have 2 bars or you can have 3. They've given us 3 options here, but you can have 2. Maybe we could use this blue, nah? Because those are the main colors we've been using. All right, so here is an option for those of you who deal with graphs and that type of data. There's also a cool thing here, there's Google Sheets. So you can upload a graph that you've maybe used from Excel that you've already documented. You can just select here and I think that's where it takes you. Yeah, so maybe if you send it to your email address, you just access your mail and upload it right here. Okay, so this is obviously revenue. If you are talking about revenue, no, let's leave that white. Revenue, finances, all of that stuff. It could also be used as a pricing slide where you put there the costings for everything that you want to do. So yeah, you could do it as you please. These are just templates and guidelines to help you populate or to remind you of what kind of information could be included in a template. You know, so it's a good slide to have, of course. Revenue, finances, costings, all of those things, and how you populate it is up to you. Maybe we could add an image here just to give it a little bit of life. Then we've got data at a glance. I don't think that's necessary for what we're trying to present, but maybe for some of you it may be. If there are slides that you think are a bit, you know, redundant or it's not speaking to your brand, you can just delete them, you know, and then it removes it completely from your presentation. Also a good slide to have. Maybe we want to give them like a vision, you know, like a year or 2 year, if it's like a business relationship that you have with a client for some time, you can give them a timeline of what you plan on doing in the next year or the year after that, just so they can trust your ability even more. Okay, so if you are a big company, you can add all your team members here. I think it's also a very nice page to have. Last page, get in touch. So you want people to contact you, you want people to reach out to you. This is generally the place where you put up all your handles if you've got a lot of social media platforms, your location, where you're based, if you have an office, just every single contact information that you have. This is the page for it. Consistency is very key, so make sure everything lines up. Another thing you could add are page numbers. Nah? If you want to add page numbers, you're welcome to. Instead of having this, you could have a 1, 2, 3 all the way to however many pages you have. Well, this is 10. So you could definitely add that. Now let's do the fun part. Since it's a presentation, we're going to be animating it, right? So we need to add animations to each slide. So if you want it to look cool and quirky and fun, you know, and you're just clicking and it just goes on to the next slide. So this purple icon over here, you just click on it and you've got add transition. Nah? So transition is basically when you go to the next slide, what do you want the slide to do? Okay, so we're adding a transition here. It's currently on none. So you've got different options. You've got dissolve, you've got slide, and you can choose which way you want it to slide. It can slide from the top or from the bottom or from the side. Then you've got a circle wipe, a circle wipe, a line wipe, a match and move, a stack, and a chop. Okay, so depending on the type of feel, you don't also want to make people dizzy, so I would suggest choosing one transition, you know, throughout the whole presentation and not have different ones. But I mean, it's really up to you. So I'll go with the maybe just the dissolve. I think it's the cleanest one. Okay, and I want to apply between all pages, so all pages have the same transition. Okay, you can also choose how long you want the transition to be. So it's currently on 0.5 seconds. You can have it longer, you can have it for a second, 2, 3, I think it goes all the way up to 2.5 seconds. So you can determine how quick or how short each transition is. Okay, so we've got that. And then of course, you know all about animation. So if you want to animate each and every element on each slide, it is up to you. It is currently animated, but if you want to play around with it some more, here are all your options. Here, top right, there's a, next to the share icon, it says present. So you can preview your presentation before you download it, just to see if everything is as it should be, you know, if it looks okay, if you're happy with the animations, the transitions. So yeah, this is how it would look like if you were presenting. Simple as that. You have templates, ready-made templates, just make your life easier, and they really do. You can customize any template to populate the information that you want. And if you're happy with everything here, you just download it. So go to the share button over there, you press the download button, and remember you need to choose a type, a file type. So since it's an animated presentation, we're going to download it as a video. Okay, then we download all 9 pages. So all 9 pages are already selected here for you. If you don't want to download all 9 pages, you can just deselect this and select a specific page you want to download, or 2 or 3. So you can pick and choose which pages you want to download. But if not, all of them are already set to download automatically. Okay, so press the download button and we wait for that to do its thing. You can also add an audio. Let's choose corporate. Okay, so we've got music over our presentation. Make sure that you set your audio to fade out, because it sounds very weird when music just cuts off abruptly in a video or in a clip. So I often just use the fade out to about 1.5 seconds. So as the video comes to an end, the music also just fades out. It's not just cut short quickly like that. Okay, now you know how to create a presentation, and I hope this gives you a little bit more confidence when you're getting prepared for your company. I hope this gives you a little bit of boost in how to do that. I will check you out next week. Stay tuned for next week. We're going to be covering social media branding. So for all of our influencers, our social media socialites, this is definitely the episode for you. So I'll see you next week. Bye guys.